Hi, I'm Paul Duchesne, and today is Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. Welcome to Mama Paul in the Kitchen. Well, we've been doing food shows for the last few months here, and along the way I keep talking about how we're going to do a show about fasting. Well, today is the day we're going to do a show about fasting. In fact, I've actually started the fast already. I started the fast this morning, and I'll talk about that as we go along. The first fast I ever did was actually a brown rice fast. And this was my first macrobiotic cookbook, and this was the book that got me into health food in the first place. And what was going on is I was working at AT&T back in the mid to late 60s. I'm working at AT&T, and I'm going to school at night, and I'm driving cabs on the weekend. I've got a wife at home and 2 kids at home, so I'm sort of running, burning the candle at both ends, and I'm developing little stomach problems. Well, one morning we go out at 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning. We go out for breakfast, and we go to Nathan's, and I get a hot dog for breakfast. So I have a hot dog. We get back to work, and 2 hours later, I'm doubled up. I'm like, my God, I wonder if that was from the hot dog. No, I'm not too smart here yet. I still might not be too smart. So anyway, I said, well, let's go back the next night. So the next night we go back to the same place. I order another hot dog, ate the hot dog, get back to work 2 hours later. Same thing, I'm doubled up in pain. It's like, holy mackerel. So I'm getting a little bit of a pain going along more and more, and I'm saying, well, I might be getting an ulcer. So I make a phone call, and I try to get myself into the company has a medical center. And if you have any kind of emergency, you can make a call and get down there to the medical center. Well, I make the call, and there's a 3-month waiting list to get checked for an ulcer. There's so many people at AT&T literally getting dragged off the floor with bleeding ulcers, doubling up. There's so many people with ulcers, there's a 3-month waiting list to get checked for this. So a really good friend of mine had recently gotten into health food, and he tells me about this. He says, well, you can probably cure this with this macrobiotic diet. So I get the book and I read this, and they're suggesting that you go on a 10-day fast and just eat brown rice. Just eat the brown rice. So your system you will heal a lot of things that are wrong with you if you go on this diet, and you'll get introduced into this new way of eating. So I go on the 10-day brown rice fast. Within literally 2 days, the stomach ulcer is gone. I'm feeling fine down here. In fact, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little bit weak during the 10-day period, but I stick it out for the 10 days. Well, I'm going to mention this a couple of times. Any fool can fast, but it takes a wise person to break a fast. And this was my first time fasting on any level. And boy, did I break it badly. So at the end of the 10 days, I break the fast about 1 o'clock in the morning with a joint and a cup of coffee. Well, 2 or 3 hours later, I wind up in the hospital, doubled up all over the place in all sorts of pain, explaining to this Chinese doctor how I've been on this brown rice diet for the last 10 days. It was really quite a funny scene listening to this, watching this guy try to understand what I was explaining to him about this brown rice diet and his history with brown rice. The whole thing was just a farce made in heaven. So that was my first sort of fast. That got me into the whole movement, and I started getting into health food after that. Years later, I'm in California, and fasting is getting quite popular within the whole health food community, and seems like it's time for a juice fast. So I'm reading, maybe it was Arola, I was reading, there were quite a few people at the time talking about fasting. Werner Erhard was one of them, and he was the guy that was really into water fasting. And most of these people that get into this and write books about it are so extreme, and you can hear it in their writing. He would cut his wrist to see how fast the blood would coagulate after he'd been on a fast for a few days, because his body healed so quickly that he could literally cut his wrist and the body would heal immediately. He was a real extremist. So anyway, I do this other fast for 10 days. I do juice, and I'm working at AT&T at the time, and I'm a little bit weak as I'm walking around, because you're on a juice fast, you don't really get a lot of energy, and you really ought to be just sitting at home and relaxing. But I went to work and everything. Anyway, I do the juice fast for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, boy, did I really break this one badly. I wind up at the Greasy Spoon downtown having bacon and eggs. I think I ate everything that I hadn't eaten for the 10 days that I've been dreaming about between noon and about 8 o'clock that evening. And by the end of that night, I wound up in the bathroom with things coming out of every orifice in my body. It was just absolutely terrible. And that was my second introduction to any fool can fast, but only a wise person can break the fast. So it was after that that I actually read the books by Arola, Paavo Airola. And this was a really interesting book. Are You Confused? He talks about lots of different diets in here, and he's very much into fasting. And he's the one who gave you the any fool can fast, but only a wise person can break the fast rule. So I went on to do a few more fasts after that, much more successful, because I learned how to break the fast after a period of time. Over a period of years, I started to get that ulcer back again, probably from eating too much meat. And I started to get the ulcer back again, and this time somebody told me about this Master Cleanse diet. Let me show you what the book looks like. Here it is. There's the Master Cleanse by Stanley Burroughs. This was written in 1976, and he apparently had been on this whole lemon diet trip for quite some time, and he came up with this lemon diet. And what we're doing is we're combining lemons, maple syrup in with the water, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. And the minerals and vitamins that are in the lemons and the maple syrup are enough to give you the energy that you need to feel sort of normal. Now, this was the only diet I've ever been on, the only fast I've ever been on, where I didn't feel run down. I didn't feel really exhausted or tired anytime at all. So I've done this for a few days in the past. I may have done it for 10 days once. In fact, the original time I did it, literally, the ulcer was cleared up within a day. It seems counterintuitive. Lemons are acid, but when you get into your system to digest them, they become alkaline. So it has the opposite effect of what you think they might have. And there's a pinch of cayenne pepper that's going to go into this also. Cayenne pepper is sort of interesting. It helps loosen up a lot of the mucus. It's also very healing. And you'll notice a lot of women that use creams, healing creams. Most of them have some capsicum in them, and capsicum is the ingredients that are in cayenne pepper. So cayenne pepper actually heals an ulcer. Both of these things are sort of really counterintuitive. Now, the way you start off the fast, what they recommend is that you do a sort of a saltwater flush in the morning. You start the day with a saltwater flush as opposed to doing an enema. So what I did was I got this really nice Malden sea salt, just gorgeous sea salt. And you take 2 tablespoons of this, 2 tablespoons of a good salt, mixing it into 1, 2, 3, 4 cups, a quart of water. So we're going to take a quart of water, 2 tablespoons of a really good high quality salt, shake it up. It could be warm water, it could be room temperature water, and you want to do is you want to start the day by drinking the quart of this. Now, after you drink this, do not plan on getting into your car and driving around, or do not plan on going to the store and picking a few things up. Plan on being in the house within walking distance of the bathroom, because you will be eliminating and flushing quite a bit out. And that's the whole point of it. The whole point of this diet is to give you, is to clean yourself out, to flush out these toxins from the body, to clean the kidneys out and the liver, and to heal things that may be like for instance an ulcer. And this combination, so we start the day with the cleansing, and then we continue the day by drinking the lemon juice with the pepper. Now, I started the day and I had this already. I had my quart of water, and the reason I waited so long to do the show, I wanted to put a 2-hour break between drinking that and having the lemon juice. Now, I haven't had anything else today, and actually I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. So we're going to cut a few of these lemons up, 2 or 3, and have this nice little lemon squeezer here. The lemon juice itself is what you want. You want to get the lemon juice. So you don't want to buy a pre-made lemon juice, or you don't want to use one of those little squeezy containers that have lemon juice and lime juice that You might want to use them if you were making a cocktail at home, but if you were talking about a fast or something like that, you don't want to do that. So we're going to start by having a 10-ounce glass of water here. And let's see what, well, okay, we'll do all three. I'll do three lemons, that should be enough. Now, I'm doing this fast. My wife and I are both doing it. So I had brought up the fact that I wanted to do that, and she was interested in doing it also. So we coordinated our activities, and we're both actually started this today. Now, she plans on doing it 10 days, and I wasn't attached to the 10 days, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do that many. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel as the days go along. Okay, so we got a little filter here. We got all the nice fresh lemon juice in here. Whoa, oh, that's quite a bit. Oh, good. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to just use the juice here. I'm not going to have any pulp in it, or white, or zest from the lemon. If you wanted to take the pulp or some of the zest from the lemon, and you wanted to make a tea out of that, that would be more than acceptably good. They encourage doing that also. So we've got 4 ounces, about 2 ounces. Let's see how much that is. So I need to get 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. All right. And take 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup. You can use grade A maple syrup, grade B maple syrup. Avoid the grade C maple syrup. And sometimes you might even be better off with the grade B maple syrup. It's a little bit of a controversy around the filtering of the two. So tablespoon. Okay. And we're going to go with the pepper now. What they recommended, so they got 2 tablespoons of the lemon, 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup. We're going to put 8 ounces of water, I believe, in here. No, 10 ounces of water. But the cayenne pepper, now I have a measurer that goes down to an eighth of a teaspoon, and they were recommending a 1/10 of a teaspoon. So I would suggest that we're going to do a little bit less than this 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's quite a bit. When my wife made hers earlier today, I think she did a pinch, and that's why I got this little measure out to see, and I thought it was a little bit weak. So, okay, there we go. And the only thing left we need is water. Water over here. Put this lemon over there. We got 10 ounces of water. 8, 9, 10. Okay. Cover up the maple syrup. And there we go. I like wine glasses for almost everything. I have a weirdness about glasses. Everybody has some things. There we go. All right. Let's see. Pleasant it is. That little bit of cayenne, the cayenne pepper. I don't like hot food, and I don't do well with hot food. The amount of cayenne pepper in here is not. It's hot enough that it's actually warming you up. It is warming me up a little bit, but not too much. It's not that I can't take it. The cayenne pepper, like I said, is really healing. The maple syrup gives you a lot of energy. And the vitamin and the lemons are loaded with just. When you go through the list of nutrients that are in this simple concoction here, high in potassium, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen activity, calcium, phosphorus, sodium, magnesium, iron, chlorine, silicon, iron, copper, calcium, the list goes on and on. The amount of nutrients in this simple little combination is absolutely mind-blowing. And the level of goodness that you feel is remarkable. Wow, that was good and that was refreshing, and it gave me a little bit of sense of satisfaction. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to stay on here anymore. I'm going to finish this up and I'm going to make myself a quart of this, and you could drink between 1 and 2 quarts a day, somewhere between, say, six or 8 glasses of this a day, 10-ounce glasses. So if you made a quart here, you'd have 32 ounces in here. So 2 bottles of these would give you 6-7 glasses of the juice for the day. So you would have your salt water in the morning to start the day with, and then all through the day, drink the lemon juice. It'll give you the energy. If you want to follow it up in the evening with a detox tea, he recommends this. Whether I do this or not, we'll see. I'll see how I feel at the end of the night. So I might have a little detox tea at the end of the night. I'm sure I'm not going to do the salt water in the morning. My days are too busy. Today wasn't, but my other days are too busy. I can't have a 2-hour window. So I'll start the day and I'll drink the lemon juice all during the day and maybe have a little detox tea at night. The thing is here at the end, when we break the fast, that's where it gets tricky. For every 5 days you fast, you need at least 1 day to break the fast. So if you did a fast that was, say, 0, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you should take 1 full day breaking the fast. And by breaking the fast, maybe you just can have juices or some fruit or salads. So if you did a 10-day fast, you should take 2 days to break the fast. And breaking the fast is not having bacon and eggs. No, you're breaking the fast with a fruit salad, with raw vegetables, maybe a potato, maybe a potato, maybe a little rice, but nothing too heavy. So mostly you want to do vegetables when you're breaking the fast. I'll talk about that maybe next week. We'll see if I make it for the whole 10 days. I'll let you know how I feel. And that's it. So the lemonade fast, the Master Cleanse, called the Master Cleanse. It's been around for a long time. It was originally developed, I think, around the 1920s, 1930s. It's cured a lot of people, and a lot of people lose a lot of weight on it. Give it a try. If it's working for you, fine. If it's not working for you, back off it right away. If you're not feeling well or something, back off right away, or consult somebody if you feel like you're in danger of getting sick. Peace, patience, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Thanks for joining.